welcome to another exciting video. In this one, we'll be learning how we can validate custom React component properties with prop types. Now, whenever we create a reusable React component, we want to make sure that people use them correctly. Now, the best way to do this is to use TypeScript in your code base to give you compile time checking of your code. But if you're not using TypeScript, you can still use prop types to get runtime validation. Now over here, we'll be exploring the same. So here you can see I've created this little component called say hello, and it's trying to greet the user with their first name and last name. So they need to provide this first name and last name. But over here, you can see that when we are rendering this particular component, we are passing first name as a boolean value, and we are not passing last name at all. Because of that, you can see the result is coming as hello with an exclamation mark. That's not the desired output that we were expecting. So in order to validate these properties like the first name and last name, React has come up with a library, and here we will be using that library called PropTypes. We can include it in browser, and we can also install it using npm. So we have this PropTypes library, and using this we will be validating the first name and last name of the say hello component. Now when you include this library, what it does is it gives you a global prop types. Now using that prop types, we will be able to validate the first name and last name of a given component, in this case say hello. So what we'll do is over here, just after the component, we have created this say hello.proptypes. Now within this, you can see we are saying first name and last name. These are two attributes over here, and we are making use of the global prop types that is provided by the prop types library. And here we are saying that first name is a string, so is the last name as well, and both are required. So when we will be using it in this way, say hello first name as false, and we try to save this, you'll notice that it is throwing this warning: failed prop type, invalid prop first name, invalid prop last name. So what we need to do is we need to now pass it correctly. Now, if you will run this in a production environment, so over here you can see that I'm making use of React development environment. But if I go ahead and use production.min.js, in that case, you won't see this error coming up, because in production, this is basically removed and the warnings are not shown. So in the development environment, this comes in handy for the developers to ensure that correct information is being passed, because that is when this whole thing is being done. Like some developer is trying to pass some information. So in development, you can obviously verify this. So let's revert back and save this, and there you go. You have the warnings over here. Now let's go ahead and try passing correct information. So over here, I can go ahead and say John, and then we can have last name as Matthews. So here you have the component rendered properly with correct values. I further want to ensure that these prop types are removed from the source code when you are doing it for production. Then you can make use of a plugin, that's Babel plugin transform remove prop types. So this is the plugin I'm talking about. You can use this one to remove React prop types from production build, as they are only used in dev environment. So you can save some bandwidth by removing them.